So this is the script for the first project. These are for the style. So these are applied to the items checkbox and the items delete button. And this is the list, which is connected to the HTML DOM, and that's going to show the whatever's displayed, whatever items on the list. And this one is going to count how many items are, it's going to display the count for the items on the list, and this one's going to display the unchecked item count. This is the item string. So when the user is asked to insert a to-do, the to-do will be set to this string. So the value will be set to this string. Counter is the number that's going to be assigned to the item, and every time a new item is made, the counter increments, so each item has its own unique number. Count monitors the item count, how many items there are, so if you delete, count will go down. If you add, count will go up. And unchecked count shows how many items are checked. If you check an item, it'll increment. If you uncheck the item, then unchecked count will go down. This function, update count, it basically just updates the count on the page. So it's called every time an item is deleted or an item is added to the to-do. We call update count, and that'll just set whatever the count is to the page. So this is the delete to-do function. It also is sent whichever item it is that applies to this delete button. And what it does is it'll be deleting the item, which is the remove child, and it'll remove the item count. So item count would be minus minus. It checks to see if the checkbox for the item was checked or not, and then it'll make the unchecked count reduced as well when the item is deleted, and it updates the count, so then it shows the other ones. It refreshes the uncheck and the count number after it's done, after the function's finished. The new to-do function is what adds the to-do, so it alerts prompting the user to enter the name of the to-do. And then when they enter the name, it'll create the list, and it adds the unique item number. And then it sets the style so the text is centered in the middle. And then afterwards, it'll set the text to whatever was inserted in the alert. And then it creates a checkbox. The checkbox gets a style for the to-do checkbox, which was in the class names here, and the to-do checkbox is reference to the CSS style, and it sets the margin, and same with the to-do delete, it sets the margin as well. And when the checkbox is clicked, the function is, if the checkbox is checked, then set the unchecked count to subtract it, and if it isn't checked, then add to the unchecked count and then update the count. And then for the delete button, when you click the delete button, it runs the function delete to do, and it sends this item ID, so it knows exactly which item it's going to be removing. And after all that, it basically puts them all together. So item list gets the checkbox, and then I'll get the item name, and then I'll get the button beside it, and then that whole thing gets added to the new list. And then we'll increment the unchecked count, because whenever a new item is created, it's not checked, and the counter will go up, so it's a new unique item number, and the count of the item will go up, and then we update count. And what it looks like is my TODO app, item count 0, uncheck count is 0. You put new counter, asks you to enter a new to-do, and we will put gym. Push OK, and gym gets added. And uncheck count equals 1, item count equals 1. When we check it, uncheck count equals 0. We'll add something else, cook. And then uncheck count equals 1, because new one got added. That's not unchecked, but item count equals 2. We could delete this one. Uncheck count equals 0. If we add more, uncheck count, and now all of them are checked, so uncheck count equals 0, but we still have the 3 items, still equals 0 if we click, and that's uncheck count. And that is the My TODO app.